Okay, so I'm going to say something about Bill Gates. Um, I've been ill for about 4 days. I'm unshaven. I've had 2 glasses of wine. And I thought, sod it, I shouldn't really make a video now, but I've got this stuff to say about Bill Gates, and I just get impatient until I get around and say it. So maybe you can give me some feedback as to how coherent I am. Anyway, the reason I want to say something about Bill Gates, and I'm wearing my Tiger onesie because we're reaching that time of year. And I've got a cafe opposite me, the Hippo, which I go in regularly for my coffee. And they asked me today, they said, could you please wear your Tiger onesie in tomorrow? So I thought I'd try it out tonight. Anyway, back to Bill Gates. The reason I want to talk about him is that he's made a U-turn on climate change. He's been the sort of big proclaimer of, the end of the world is nigh. Unless we stop burning so much oil, it's going to be the end of humanity. He's a climate doomster, ally of Greta Thunberg, that strange young girl, and all the rest of it. And he's changed his mind. He's still being responsible. He's taking climate change seriously, and it's man-made and all the rest of it. But the end of the world isn't just yet. And actually, poverty is more important, and we've got time to sort that. So he's starting to see some sense. I mean, I think anyone with half a brain can see that the idea that people are causing the Earth to warm up is a very tenuous case. Carbon dioxide, 1 part in 2,500 in the atmosphere. You expect us to believe that that's causing all the trouble? It's absolutely minimal. It's like, no, it's not. And Bill Gates has got at least half a brain. He's got considerably more than half a brain. He can read like 140 pages an hour. And when he goes to consult experts on something, he usually knows more than they do. He's got that kind of brain. Very good thinker, very sharp mind. But that doesn't mean he thinks originally when it comes to values or anything outside of the technical world. This is the thing, is that like Geoffrey Hinton, who won the Nobel Prize recently for contributing to artificial intelligence. He's the guy who really pushed artificial neural networks. Now he's commenting on the dangers for society of artificial intelligence. He doesn't have that kind of knowledge, but because he invented it, we think that he's able to therefore comment on the values of society. Well, he's not. He's not an expert in that. So scientists need to stick to science. And similarly, politicians shouldn't quote science as their authority for what they want to do. They're separate kind of worlds. So Bill Gates is good technically, but he shouldn't be proclaiming the end of the world. It's not what he knows about. And it's more of a religious idea, really, isn't it? They just don't know it's a religious idea. So what's interesting about this, the main reason I'm interested in it is because it's a sign of the times. We've been under this ideological capture, that men can be women, women can be men, even though medically that's not true. We've been under the ideological capture that to question uncontrolled immigration is somehow racist and hard-hearted, when maybe you're just taking care of your own country. And we've also been told that unless we wear a hair shirt economically, the world's going to come to an end. Our fundamental source of energy, our fundamental physical resource, we've got to stop using it because we're destroying the earth with it. And that's the underlying message, is also because we're bad, because we're human. We're almost a sort of cancer. There's been this sort of self-loathing behind it all. And that's coming to an end. As Neptune changes sign from Pisces into Aries. He's gone into Aries once, he's back into Pisces now. He'll go into Aries finally in a few months, yeah? He'll turn around early December. And Neptune in Pisces has been the collective madnesses. Pisces is associated with madness. So's Neptune. You put them together. Bloody hell. Yeah, no boundaries. We don't even know what a man and a woman is anymore. We don't know what a country is anymore. All the fundamental categories go. And they're coming back, and they're coming back with a vengeance. That's what's happened in America. Love him or hate him, Trump is standing for a resurgence of something that is natural in human beings. Yeah, we want our community, we want our country, we want to be able to survive and thrive and prosper. People don't want net zero, so net zero is going. That hair shirt, yeah, that punishment we give ourselves for being bad, that is going. Trump calls it a scam, and now Bill Gates hasn't gotten that far. But I think there's a number of people who go, the end of the world isn't nigh, but they're still not admitting that carbon dioxide isn't causing it either, that it's just a natural cycle, which to me seems far more likely. I won't insist on it, but it seems just far more likely, as the man in the street, so to speak. I've tried to follow the science of it. It seems very contrived, yeah. It's like, no. And you look at the history, the long history, it's actually carbon dioxide levels follow the warming rather than the other way around, because the warming heats up the ocean. Hot water can't contain so much gas. It releases the carbon dioxide because the ocean's a great sink for it. So you heat up the earth, the oceans release carbon dioxide. That's a big part of what's happening. But of course, the natural world loves the increased carbon dioxide. Yeah, the plants are flourishing. They're not flourishing like they used to a few hundred millions of years ago, when the carbon dioxide was so much higher than now. So we've got a lot to look forward to. We're actually helping the earth by burning oil. That's hard to get your head around because we've been told it's bad for so long. Anyway, Bill Gates has changed his mind, and it's a sign of the times. Neptune is changing sign in his 9th house because he's got Aries on the MC at about 4 or 5 degrees Aries. And so his beliefs are changing, and they're going with the times. He's not ahead of the times, which is what original thinkers do. He's not original in that sort of way. He's going with the times. And the other big transit he's got going on is Pluto squaring his sun. Now, Neptune it will be a degree off conjoining his MC next year, but Pluto will make its first exact square to his sun. His sun's at 5-something Scorpio, and Pluto will make an exact square in a few months' time. And his sun rules his 2nd house. His 2nd house is Leo. And that is wealth. That is resources. Bill Gates still owns a big part of Microsoft, which has got huge investments in AI. AI needs huge amounts of energy. Yes, it needs the oil. It needs to be burnt, and probably nuclear as well. So magically, he's suddenly not opposed to the burning of oil. You could be cynical about this. I'm not going to be cynical about it. I don't think it works quite like that. It's just too easy to be cynical. It's pat, to be cynical. It's vacuous. Let's just think a bit more. AI needs to advance, or at least it's going to advance, and his company is in competition with, Google and Grok and all the rest of it. Microsoft is a big investor in OpenAI, which began ChatGPT. So it needs the energy, and it's got him to think. That's what it's done. It's not just, I just changed my mind because it suits me. No, these people are more intelligent than that. Life is more complex than that. People, when they think politically, make these fatuous, simplistic judgments about people. It's never quite that simple. He's been provoked into it because his company and the AI cannot thrive without more energy. And so he's actually had to think about it. Well, is it true that it's going to be the end of the world? Well, it's not if you actually think about it. And I think he's actually thought about it. He's been pushed to by economic considerations to actually think about it. And he's gone, no, it's not the end of the bloody world. So I think that's what's going on. I mean, Bill Gates has got this huge change the next couple of years. Pluto square Sun, Neptune conjunct MC. He's moving into a whole new phase of his life. Whatever that is. I mean, he's got Jupiter-Pluto conjunction in his 2nd house towards the end of it in Leo. I mean, there's the house of wealth. I mean, there's that sort of world's richest man sort of thing. Well, he's no longer that, but he was for a while. But really, he doesn't care. He's trying to give most of it away. The thing is, he's given away probably $40 billion by now. You can't argue with that. You can't be just cynical about Bill Gates. Yes, he is a bit narrow in the way he thinks. He's a bit of a straight line thinker, but he means well. And $40 billion given away, you can't argue with that. So it's not just about the money for him, it's about other things. He thinks it's good for humanity, I'm sure, that AI advances because, well, there's all these possibilities. Of course, they'll need managing. So that's what I wanted to say. It's interesting looking at Bill Gates' chart and the way he's changed his mind as Neptune changes sign in the house of his beliefs, the ninth house, goes from the madness of Pisces to the new vision of Aries. Aries is more about survival. What are we going to do? What's fresh? And Saturn as well. Saturn's going, well, what's realistic in this also? And well, his beliefs have become more realistic. He's not siding with that sort of, Greta Thunberg, for heaven's sakes. All these old men fawning over this woman who gets a sense of meaning from just what's the latest cause that I can become famous for, the latest black and white cause, and it's never that simple. Global warming isn't that simple. Gaza isn't that simple by a long chalk that she also went for. So anyway, back to Bill Gates, sign of the times. The guy's changing his mind, and it's just really interesting. It's really significant that he's doing so. And I hope my 2 glasses of wine didn't show too much. Okay.